So to create our stamps today, Mrs. Walker is going to be giving you some foam. You're going to get 2 pieces of this. And each of these, once you press your design in here, let me show you some examples. I have pressed my design into these 2 and then alternated them. I printed them, each one, in opposite places so I could create my own patterned paper, okay? And you're going to do the same. You're going to create 2 different designs. We're going to be using either a dull pencil or the stylus tool. It doesn't have any lead in it. It actually works good because it doesn't get ink on your printing plate or your stamp. Or you could use a pen if you want to. And then once we have our design in here, you simply are going to fold your paper into half like this. So I folded it in half, and then I folded it in half again, and then one more time. And that created me 8 boxes that are just the right size for my stamp, okay? If you're short on time, and your teacher might have you just do half of this, which would just be a 6 by 6 piece of paper, and that you just fold it in half twice, and it creates 4 boxes for you to print into, okay? So it all depends. I know we have a shortened amount of time these days, so this might be an alternative if you don't have a lot of time, is to create a 2 by 2 piece of print. Okay, so when you are making your plate, you can choose to practice on a piece of scratch paper. You just take and trace, and then think about some lines and designs and patterns that you might want to use. Maybe you want to use a spiral. Maybe you just want to use a curved line. Plan out kind of what you want to do. Maybe you want some circles. Let's see. Maybe I want another circle over here to repeat that. You do some straight diagonal lines. Maybe some over here too. And once you have a plan in place, then you are going to use a pen. Now, sometimes I like to use one color of pen and then go over it again just to make sure that I have that that it pushed in far enough, because it is very important that you push it in enough. So I'm just going to do it once with this pink pen to get the design on there, and then once with the black pen. There you go. And then take, this would probably be for anybody that, if I come by and you haven't pressed hard enough, I'll probably ask you to use a second color of pen just to make sure. You could always do it with a dull pencil too. Those work pretty good. Okay, so I made sure my lines are pressed in there really good. Okay, one thing I wanted to mention is you do need to put gently with a pencil, either write A, B, C, and D, so that you know which side is which when you go to flip this over. Or you could write just top, so you remember which side is the top if you wanted to. You don't want to press very hard though, because you don't want to go through into your other design, okay? That will help you to know when you go to print this, which is the top side that you want to always print to the top, okay? All right, next step. You're going to select a color. Now, I've already used this one on purple, so that's the only color that I can use this in. So this is going to be a purple print. And I tried this one in blue, so that's the only color. If I were to go back into a different color with this, that blue ink that you see down in the grooves will actually stain the other colors. You can see that's happened a little bit here. So we're definitely going to stick with whatever color you use that printing plate on. That is the only color that you're going to use it on, okay? You're going to kind of press it in there. And I'm trying to grab a piece of scratch paper here, because what you're going to want to do, there we go, press it in, lift it out, decide where the top of your paper is. I'm going to make this always be the top of mine, and make sure that, oh, I see A is right there. So I'm going to turn it so that A is at the top. So center it in your, or put it against your line so that it fits. And then to give it a good rub without jiggling it around, lay a piece of scratch paper on top, and then give it a really good massage, because you want to really be sure that all areas are pressed before you lift it up, okay? And then take it off. Ooh, that's a nice print, okay? Probably, you can see how there's a little bit of extra ink here. Maybe that one side I could have pushed a little bit harder on. Okay, then I'm going to do the opposite corner with the same color. So I'm going to do 2 with this print. I'm pressing down, making sure everywhere has ink on it, then lift it out. Now to make sure that I print it at the top, I'm looking for the A. There's the A, and then I'm going to line this up with those 2 lines.